and we're going to get into that. But why don't we start then with the team we were most wrong about, the Winnipeg Jets, because what the heck? Harp, why don't you set it up?
So, look, it's been an incredible season for the Winnipeg Jets. They've been one of, if not the best story in the NHL this year. And first of all, what a great season it's been for Western Canadian teams. You look at the Oilers now on a 13-game rip, and that could certainly keep going. They've got a game against the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. As we're recording here, that one starts at 9:00. But it's great to see the Jets doing well. 64 points, third overall, 8-2 in their last 10. There's one stat that sticks out, and I want to mention this quick, and then Case, we'll go to you first with your thoughts on the Jets. But they've surrendered more than 3 goals in a game once since November 2nd, guys, and that was in a game on Monday night, like just last the other night against last night, on against the Boston Bruins, and that is absolutely wild. So that was the stat that I wanted to bring up. Okay, Winnipeg, what a season! First overall in the Central, third overall in the NHL. Case, we'll go to you first, man. What are your thoughts on the Jets?
Yeah, I saw that stat like a week ago, and I wasn't sure if it was still going as of tonight or not, but that's like how you want to model a team. Like, that's the perfect formula. Don't allow a lot of goals. You're going to end up winning more games than not. I think that anyone who is sitting here right now saying that they thought this team would be first in the division and third in the entire league, they're liars. No one was predicting that. We were looking at them and having difficulty because of the past, thinking like, this team is always supposed to be good and is just so right there, mediocre, like hanging on to the edge of a playoff spot. So we were kind of sheepish on putting them anywhere higher, especially with the other 3 teams we were talking about. But we knew the D-core was going to be steady, and we knew that Hellebuyck is, the most consistent goalie in the league, but we didn't think that they would combine to have the least amount of goals against per game in the entire league. I attribute this to 3 things. The first one, I have to give respect to Connor Hellebuyck, who is playing out of his mind with 21.4 goals saved above expected. And then also a side shout out to Brossoit, because this team save percentage is 94.5%, 05%, which is phenomenal. Between the two of them, Hellebuyck obviously sharing most of the load, but Brossoit has also been great. The second thing is Team D has been way better than expected. They've allowed the least amount of total high danger and medium danger scoring chances combined at 309 in the entire league. So they're not giving up a ton of dangerous chances with a great goalie. What a great combination that is. And the last thing, just a dash of luck, because the goals against above expected of negative 24.13 is best in league and has to have just a little element of luck. I know the goal differential above expected is second best in the league after Vancouver. So I got to say that they're getting a little bit on the lucky side, but man, this team, defense and goaltending, is saving them.
Yeah, and that was something that we talked about in our preseason rankings, really. Like, when is it going to be this team's year? They didn't lose a ton of goals. That was something we talked about. Blake Wheeler's not here anymore, but it just didn't look, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, but it just didn't look like those subtractions were going to mean fewer goals for this team. And so far, that's been the case. They're not lighting the world on fire with the amount of goals they're scoring, but they're scoring enough to get by because they're a defensively structured team. And we've been waiting for this team on paper. Always look so good, but we've been waiting for them to actually find their way and be good in the standings. And this is the year, man, and they can't waste it. With Hellebuyck playing this good, the team defense being so strong, it's just incredible. But like Casey said, we'll be the first to say that we did not have them finishing first in this division, and I don't think many people did unless they work for Bar Down. There's one guy there who might.
Well, they're playing playoff hockey, so if they can stay in one of the top spots heading into the playoffs, we're going to be talking about them a lot more.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the Leafs have 2 games against them coming up. I'm interested to see how that looks because the Leafs have not been playing very good hockey as of late, and Winnipeg has. So that means that obviously the Leafs will probably win both of those games. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, great points by both you guys on the Jets, and certainly the goaltending. What a great tandem of not only Hellebuyck, as we know, who's elite, but Brossoit just works with this team, and also the back end. And they're going to have some decisions to make on guys like Dillon and DeMello, who are very good defensemen who expire at the end of the season. Dylan Samberg is also a guy who has had very quietly a great season on the blue line for this team. But you look at the forward group, and that's kind of what I want to focus on for a minute here. Like, they're just getting contributions from everybody up and down the lineup, and with guys who are just really good pros who have been around the block a little bit and just fit in really well with this team. Guys like Nemesnikov, Niederreiter, Iafallo, who is obviously a part of the Velarde deal with the LA Kings. A guy like Adam Lowry, who I think is a great leader on this team. Ehlers, like these guys that I don't think get enough credit. And obviously, Scheifele is having a great season. Say what you want about him, but he's having a fantastic year. Kyle Connor, who had been out of the lineup for some time, and this team was still going really well without him in the lineup. And I think that really says a lot. So, look, I just look at this team and last year, all the question marks after last season and the big blow up press conference from Rick Bowness after they got out in the first round by Vegas. I think it's safe to say we thought that there would be more changes to this organization. Scheifele and Hellebuyck stick around, and really the only 2 big changes were Blake Wheeler being bought out, and I think that needed to happen. He gets stripped to the sea by Rick Bowness in the beginning. They really didn't see eye to eye, going back and forth at each other in the media and things like that. So I think he's just a guy that really fell out of favor there. And then obviously Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't want to be there, and he's really struggled in LA, as we know, and that entire team is struggling right now. And that trade has really worked out for them so far. So really happy for this Winnipeg Jets team. We've been saying for years, like with Vancouver, it's no different. This team is great on paper, and for some reason, just the culture isn't right or whatever. So I really like this team, and really glad that they're going as well as they are. And Bowness has got to be right there with Tocchet in terms of Coach of the Year candidates for sure.
Yeah, when we were talking about these guys preseason, we were saying, we see 2 of their top 5 scorers leaving this team, while some guys are going to have to step up. And we pointed out Perfetti and Velarde. While Velarde was phenomenal early in the season, started to slow down and now is suffering with an injury, but Perfetti has been fantastic. And maybe more of a surprise is Iafallo, how much he's contributed to this team in creating chances and driving that up the other side of the top line, because I don't think we expected him to come and contribute in that way. We were expecting a 3rd line player. Well, he's been great. And it's funny you mentioned Samberg, because I was looking at pairings earlier, and analytically, Samberg and Schmidt has been one of the most reliable pairs that have played more than 200 minutes together in the entire league. So when you're talking about your bottom pair being that reliable, and you still have a great top 4 on top of that, like they got to be liking where they're at on the back end.